I started re4med because I loved just making things, and I loved just the idea of repurposing and reusing. re4med just kind of snowballed from there. My name is Heather, and I'm the owner, founder of re4med Design and Fabrication. re4med's idea was formed back when I was working as a graphic designer for like a boutique for baby product. And I found that when I was doing this graphic design work for the boutique, they were throwing out old displays. The displays were fine, they were just a little outdated, and I found it outrageous that they're just throwing out perfectly fine displays. So re4med started off actually in my apartment living room. And I would like craft things out of the living room, and I just realized, okay, it's growing, so maybe I'll move on to something else. I actually bought my neighbor's shipping container. I ended up getting the shipping container, used it as a workshop. It was super, super cold in the winter, so I said, okay, enough is enough. So I ended up finding a garage in Little Italy, and then worked out of there for a little bit, and then eventually found the space that we're in now, which is where we've been for about 3 years. So re4med gets our materials from other businesses, commercial, industrial sectors in Ottawa. Most of the materials are fine. They just have to be like unscrewed or repainted or something, and it's fine to use. So we're in re4med's material room, and this is where we bring all of our materials that we collect from the community or from construction site scrap. We have our wood wall. A lot of the pieces here are collected from construction sites, home reno scrap, flooring. There's even some pieces from like old bed frames, and yeah. I've been doing re4med for about 6 years now, going on 7. It feels a little longer, but yeah, about 6 years. I have had a passion for this, and I just kind of knew when I was in industrial design that I didn't want to build mass-produced items that would eventually end up in the landfill, so that kind of drove me to choose this path. Today we're working on a sign for a local photographer, and it's really cool because it's made out of reclaimed pine and has built-in chalkboard component, and yeah, it's going to be used locally at Hazeldean Mall. One of my favorite parts about re4med is when we're coming up with ideas to build something, and it just kind of feels like, oh, it's probably not going to work out and all this, but then all of a sudden, like, the perfect material or the perfect piece will show up, like someone will donate it or someone will call us to come pick it up, and it just works. I have definitely noticed an increase within our community about like being more environmentally friendly or eco-conscious, and it's really great because I can just see this like upward trend. There's more organizations that are opening up, like Zero Waste Grocery Stores, New Grocery, and more organizations like Earth Hub who are collecting materials to be recycled, and I just love this growing community who are passionate about yeah, diverting waste. So my biggest dreams for re4med is I would love to just have this massive warehouse workshop space, like maybe 3 times bigger than what we have or more. I would love it if it was just scaled up so that we were able to repurpose as many materials as we can, and also people who specialize in those fields of fabrication that would be really cool to have a community like that within Reform.